If you've noticed your erections aren't as strong, if your energy seems to vanish halfway through the day, or if you've been quietly pulling away from intimacy, not because you want to, but because your body just won't respond like it used to, stop blaming your age. You're not broken. You might just be missing 3 crucial vitamins. That's it. I'm Dr. Sophia Jane, a board-certified urologist, and for the past 20 years, I've helped thousands of men over 60 reclaim their energy, boost their testosterone, and restore their vitality without drugs, surgery, or risky shortcuts. Here's something most doctors won't tell you. For many older men, the desire is still there. It's the blood flow, stamina, and hormonal balance that have started to slip. And the solution? It's not hiding in a prescription pad. It's likely sitting on your plate. Before we dive into it, tell me in the comments, what city or country are you watching from? I love hearing from this growing community of strong, wise men who are taking charge of their health. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 3 most overlooked vitamins that every man over 60 should be taking, and how they can reignite your sex drive, restore strength, and bring that confident spark back into your life. And keep watching, because near the end, I'll share one of the biggest mistakes older men make when taking these vitamins and how you can avoid it starting tonight. Also, if you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on that bell icon so you never miss out on health advice made just for you. And if you're already subscribed and this resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, drop a 0 and tell me how I can do better for you next time. All right, let's get right into it. The very first vitamin you need to focus on is the one your body naturally made when you were younger, especially when you spent time outdoors. But after 60, your levels can drop fast. And when that happens, so does your energy, circulation, and performance. I'm talking about vitamin D. Yes, the sunshine vitamin. But for older men, it's more like the ignition switch for blood flow, muscle strength, and confidence in the bedroom. Let me tell you about Richard, one of my patients. He was 69, still mentally sharp and emotionally close with his wife, but physically, things were falling apart. He said, "Dr. Jane, I still want to be with her. I really do, but my body's just not cooperating." And that hit me, because he wasn't sick, he wasn't weak, but he was seriously low in vitamin D, and most men his age are, even if they get some sun. The truth is, vitamin D does far more than protect your bones. It's essential for male performance. It literally tells your blood vessels to relax and open up, allowing blood to flow where it needs to, especially when it matters most. Without it, your circulation slows down, your nitric oxide levels drop, and intimacy becomes harder, sometimes even impossible. Over 40% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D, even the ones who eat healthy and exercise. And when your vitamin D is low, you also produce less nitric oxide, a molecule that's critical for arousal and blood flow. But it's not just about sex. Low vitamin D can wreck your stamina, your mental focus, and your mood. It's that important. The best part? It's easy to fix. Just 15 to 20 minutes of early morning sunlight can boost your levels naturally. If that's not possible where you live, consider eating more wild-caught salmon, egg yolks, or fortified dairy. And yes, supplementing with a high-quality D3, not D2, we'll talk about that later, can make a big difference. I've seen men go from winded walking upstairs to confidently leading their grandkids on hikes. Vitamin D is chemistry, not magic, but the effects can feel magical when your body finally gets what it's been missing. Now, you might be thinking, okay, great, I've got my circulation covered, but blood flow alone isn't enough. Your body needs the energy to sustain it, to keep going, to rise when it matters. That's where vitamin B12 comes in, and you'll want to hear this next part, because it may explain why you've been dragging your feet for years without even realizing it. Number 2, vitamin B12, the energy generator. Let me tell you about Charles, a 72-year-old retired paramedic who came into my clinic frustrated and tired. He said, "Doctor, Jane, I sleep a full 8 hours, I eat 3 meals a day, but I still wake up exhausted and my head feels foggy all day long. And when my wife wants to be close, I just don't have it in me." That right there is the classic sign of vitamin B12 deficiency, and it's one of the most overlooked issues in men over 60. Vitamin B12 is critical for energy production at the cellular level. Without it, your body can't convert food into usable fuel. You can eat all the lean meat and vegetables you want, but if your body can't absorb B12, your system will stay in low power mode. And here's the thing. After 60, your ability to absorb B12 from food drops significantly. So even if you're eating beef, eggs, or dairy, you might still be deficient without knowing it. B12 is also responsible for making red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your entire body. When you don't have enough, you feel tired, weak, and foggy. You might think you're just aging, but in reality, your cells are suffocating. Your brain slows down, your muscles fatigue easily, and yes, your sex drive takes a big hit. It's not because you're lazy, it's because your body is running on fumes. Here's what we did for Charles. We started with a high-quality B12 supplement, specifically methylcobalamin, not the cheap kind most drugstores sell. Within 2 weeks, he was waking up refreshed. A month later, he was taking long walks again, staying mentally sharp and reconnecting with his wife in ways he hadn't in years. He said, "Doc, I feel like someone turned the lights back on." And that's exactly what B12 does. It flips the energy switch in your body and mind. But we're not done yet, because having energy and circulation is only 2/3 of the puzzle. You also need protection, a way to fight off inflammation, keep your testosterone healthy, and preserve your edge. That brings us to the third and final vitamin in this equation, one that's often ignored or misunderstood. But once you understand what it really does, you'll see why I call it the guardian of male health. Number 3, vitamin E, the fertility defender. I want to tell you about someone named Harold. He was 70, a retired airline mechanic, and honestly, he was doing a lot of things right. He exercised, he ate fairly clean, but he still felt flat. He told me, "Doctor, Jane, my desire is down, my mood is off, and I just don't feel like myself anymore." When we looked into his nutrition, vitamin E was the missing piece. Now, a lot of people think of vitamin E as just some skin supplement. But the truth is, vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that protects every single part of your circulatory and hormonal system. It helps fight inflammation, and that's huge, especially for men over 60. When your blood vessels are inflamed, blood can't flow freely, your testosterone gets suppressed, and your reproductive system starts to lose power quietly over time. Vitamin E helps keep your blood vessels flexible, your testosterone supported, and your body in a state where intimacy feels natural again, not forced or stressful. And here's a bonus. Vitamin E doesn't just help with performance, it also lifts your mood and mental clarity by protecting your brain cells from oxidative stress. That's a win on every front. Great sources include almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and olive oil. But if your diet doesn't include those daily, a natural, full-spectrum vitamin E supplement can help cover the gap. So now you're probably wondering, what happens when you take all 3 of these together? Can they work as a team to amplify results? Let's talk about that next. Let's talk about how these 3 vitamins, D, B12, and E, work better together. I call it the vitality triangle. You see, each one supports a different pillar of your health. Vitamin D boosts your nitric oxide and widens your blood vessels, so blood flows strong and steady. B12 helps build red blood cells and delivers oxygen through those widened vessels. And vitamin E protects those vessels, reduces inflammation, and supports testosterone, the hormone that drives energy, mood, and desire. Alone, each vitamin is powerful, but when you combine them, the results are something else. When your body has all three, circulation, energy, and hormonal balance start working like a well-oiled machine. That's the triangle. That's the secret. You don't need testosterone shots or expensive treatments to feel alive again. You need to give your body what it's been quietly begging for. When those systems are aligned, men tell me they feel clearer in their thinking, quicker in their responses, and more confident both physically and emotionally. And that's not just theory, that's real life. I've seen it again and again. You start waking up with more drive, more purpose. You're not dragging through your day, you're owning it. You feel that edge returning, the one that made you feel strong, attractive, in control. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about giving your body the fuel to feel like you again. Not the tired version, the version with fire in your belly and calm confidence in your soul. But here's where most men go wrong. And if you're watching this and thinking, okay, I'll grab some vitamins tomorrow, I want you to pause. Because if you take the wrong kind or take them the wrong way, you could cancel out all the benefits and waste your time, money, and effort. Let's talk about the one mistake that silently sabotages men trying to get their vitality back. A few months ago, a gentleman named Peter walked into my office carrying a big plastic bag filled with supplement bottles. He was 75, polite, intelligent, clearly trying his best. He looked at me and said, "Dr. Jane, I've been taking all this stuff for months and I feel no better. What am I doing wrong?" I opened the bottles and saw the issue right away. Low quality, synthetic, poorly absorbed vitamins. He thought he was doing the right thing, but his body wasn't absorbing any of it. That's the most common mistake I see, buying cheap synthetic vitamins and assuming they'll work. Let me be clear, not all vitamins are created equal. For example, with B12, most brands use cyanocobalamin, which your body struggles to convert. What you want instead is methylcobalamin, the bioavailable form your body can actually use. Same thing with vitamin D. D2 is cheap and weak, while D3 is the one your body truly responds to. And vitamin E, don't settle for synthetic isolated forms. Your body needs natural full-spectrum E, with all the tocopherols and tocotrienols, not just one cheap version. Another big issue is inconsistency. You can't take vitamins once or twice a week and expect real results. Your body needs rhythm. It needs daily fuel. Just like you don't eat once a week or sleep once a week, your health thrives on steady input. When Peter switched to high-quality versions and took them every day with meals, his results were almost immediate. He called me 2 weeks later and said, "Doc, I'm waking up energized. My thinking's sharper, and even my wife noticed." That's the power of doing it right. And now that you know what works and what doesn't, let's build a daily plan. A simple, no-nonsense routine that fits right into your life and delivers results you can feel. All right, let's make this practical. I want to give you a daily vitality routine, something you can follow without needing a dozen alarms or fancy supplements. When men ask me, "Dr. Jane, what should I actually do each day?" This is what I tell them. You don't need complicated routines. You need something simple, consistent, and realistic. Let me tell you about Frank. He's 66, a retired carpenter from Ohio. Came to me tired, moody, and losing confidence in the bedroom. We didn't flip his life upside down. We just gave it structure. Here's what we did. Every morning, Frank starts his day with a full glass of water and a methylcobalamin B12 supplement, taken with a protein-rich breakfast. That gets his energy engine running from the start. After breakfast, he takes a 15-minute walk outside to absorb some sunlight. If the sun's out, great. If not, he takes a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement with his first meal. At lunch, he adds a handful of almonds or sunflower seeds and uses olive oil on his salad for natural vitamin E. If he's on the go, he keeps a small container of mixed seeds in his pocket. That's it. No extremes. Just steady, smart choices. Within 3 weeks, Frank came back and told me, "I've got energy again. I feel more like myself, and my wife sees it too." He didn't need a miracle. He just needed a rhythm that supported his biology. This is what I want for you. Not to feel young again, but to feel alive. You don't need 20 different pills or exhausting gym routines. You need these 3 vitamins in the right form, taken daily, and a mindset that says, "My best years can still be ahead," because the truth is, they can. The science is clear, but what matters most is that you believe it and that you're ready to act on it. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to speak to you directly, not just as a doctor, but as someone who truly respects every man still showing up for himself. If you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, "Is it too late for me to feel strong, connected, and full of life again?" What I'm about to say is for you. If you're still watching this, I want you to hear me loud and clear. That question, "Why doesn't my body feel like it used to?" is not a weakness. It's a sign of strength. It means you still care. You're still in the game. You still believe you've got something left to give. And that belief, that's powerful. I've sat with men from every walk of life, retired builders, truck drivers, teachers, war veterans, men who thought their time was up. And I've watched them reclaim their edge, their confidence, and yes, their connection with their partners. Let's recap. Vitamin D, the circulation spark plug. It helps your blood vessels open and flow the way they're meant to. Vitamin B12, the energy generator. It fuels your muscles, your brain, and your stamina. And vitamin E, the fertility defender. It protects your testosterone, your heart, your entire system. But here's the truth. This isn't just about vitamins. It's about who you are when you feel strong again, present, focused, energized. That's the version of you your family misses. That's the version of you your partner wants. And that's the version of you you deserve to feel again. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s come back to life. Not because of some fancy prescription, but because they gave their bodies what they truly needed. These 3 nutrients, when taken consistently, are like fuel in the engine. But the real power comes from your choice to show up, to say, "I'm not done yet, so now the ball's in your court. You can take this information and ignore it, or you can start today. Choose one thing. Go outside and get that sunlight. Add some spinach and olive oil to your lunch. Take a quality B12 supplement. And tomorrow, do it again." These small steps create momentum, and that momentum creates change. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're exactly where you need to be to start feeling strong, focused, and fully alive again. If this message helped you, inspired you, or reminded you of who you are, please do me a favor. Hit that like button so we know to keep making videos like this. Share this with a friend, a brother, or anyone you know who's struggling silently. And comment below. Tell me what part of this hit home for you, or let me know what topic you want me to cover next. I read every comment, and I take them seriously. And one more thing, tell me in the comments where you're tuning in from, your city, your country. I love seeing this community grow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, take care of your health, and I'll see you in the next video.